Hello, my name is Hugh Brodsky, and I often perform a retrospective of African American music at various churches and schools. I'm a teacher at a jail in Washington, D.C., and I have given this seminar a number of times. The importance of African American music, musicians, producers, and composers, it has all been extraordinary, not only in the United States, but throughout the world. It's tremendously popular amongst all peoples, regardless of race, culture, or background. The fact that people all over the world perform this music is proof of the greatness of the music. It has become synonymous with the struggle for empowerment, human rights, and perseverance, all that have come from the African American community. Of course, a great deal of the music is wonderfully entertaining, spiritually uplifting, funky, and just plain fun. One of the purposes for developing this seminar is for the bulk of my students who are African American at the jail. They are inmates. And I use the music to show them the greatness of their culture and for them to see a thread in the development of the culture throughout the development of their existence in the United States. It's an empowerment for them to see their own self-worth and to strive for greater things. The first selection that I'm going to perform is a spiritual, actually two spirituals. Now, spirituals were created from enslaved persons, African American of origin, out of their misery and pain and suffering. They needed some vehicle to help them, propel them to continue living. Many people wondered how I would come by that kind of emotion. And I suffered as a youth with many problems, medical and family issues, and felt very marginalized, and so identify with the pain of the music.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child.
African Americans were required to go to church by the slave owners, by their masters. And these persons, these white masters, felt that African Americans needed to have their souls saved and redeemed. Of course, it is beyond reason, in my calculation, how human beings could profess a love of Christianity in Christ when Christ believed in the love of all, be it the woman at the well, lepers, prostitutes. So how is it that people want to discriminate against others of a different culture, race, or background? It's unfathomable to me. At any rate, blacks developed their own churches eventually, split off from whites, and developed a form of music that came out of spirituals called gospel. One of the early great composers was Mr. Dorsey, who wrote Precious Lord. I'm going to fast forward into the 20th century with one of my favorite gospel pieces, I Must Be Born Again, originally performed by the Harmonettes in the South. The piece is extraordinary because it captures the belief in God and in Jesus, and it captures great hope, and it is a stirring piece of music. There were many numerous developments in black music following gospel. Blues, ragtime, stride, all of these kinds of music I would discuss at length in a full-length program. But I'm going to fast forward again due to the limitations of time. And want to touch upon the development of swing music. It was often said that nothing swang before Louis Armstrong and everything did after it. So the early swing of gospel, then it transpired in blues and straight ahead jazz. The era of the jazz singers, particularly becoming enormous and very, very prized, came about in the 30s, 40s, and onward. And some of the great singers, Ella Fitzgerald, who developed quite a repertoire and included a lot of scatting, which is using nonsense syllables to imitate a musical instrument, was extraordinary. And certainly the music of Billie Holiday, whose melancholy and sadness was born of the persecution of black individuals. Her music was extraordinary, and I'm going to do one of her works, God Bless the Child. Then that's God shall get, then that's not shall lose. So the Bible said, and it's still news to me, 'cause your mama may have, oh, and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. That's got his own. Yes, the strong gets weak, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Yeah, but your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you got lots of friends crowding around the door. Black American music continued to evolve, and there were early proponents of rock and roll, such as Chuck Berry, for instance, Johnny Field, Johnny B. Good. So the development continued, and then the record label Motown eventually developed in Detroit. It was Berry Gordy's organization. So for the first time, blacks now controlled their own music label, and this was making it easier for them to integrate into the full American society with their recordings. So here is a bit of I Feel Good, James Brown, Godfather of Soul. It's not lost on many that a middle-aged white man is going to do an African American's soul song. Thank you very much. This is just a portion of the retrospective in which I explore African American music. I hope you find this recording of significance and interest, and that you would invite me to perform on your lecture circuit at St. John's College, which is an admirable institution looking particularly at history, philosophy, great books, and music. In short, all of the arts that make human beings great and make human beings individuals with soul and with a reason to live. Thank you very much.